So as you guys can kind of see, we have kind of got a whole bundle of stuff. I mean, I have kind of been using him as a storage bin. You know, it's not fair on Damien. Let's get that big chunk of metal out. The jack, I wondered where that went. I could never find my stuff. Oh, sealant, straps, jack handles, torque wrenches, the good old favourable jump leads. So that's where they are, my best ones. My good jump leads. I mean, if anybody wants a starter motor for an Audi A3 stop start TDI, hit me up. Works a treat. So anybody wants that, hit me up. We got a few of the usual stuff. We've got the timing belts, we've got the stuff like this. I am having a bit of trouble getting these to go back on, well, one of the dampener pulleys to go back on the crank. It's almost like somebody's whacked the end of the crank and burned it over. I don't quite know, but we are having a massive trouble with getting these to go on the crank. You know, I've never had to take one off. I know you have to use some on some, you have to use a puller to pull them off. But again, you know, we're kind of waffling and we are kind of thing. But overall, I mean, we've got bits of pipe for Damien, another set of jump leads. I don't quite know how many jump leads so Damien needs in him. Okay, coil pack for Damien. This was the one that was on the car. Absolutely shot the sheriff. I think that's the resistor balancer. I don't know, something like that, isn't it? Can't really remember what that is. There you go. Coil igniter. So, you know, we've got one part of that was half decent, but yeah, that was the coil pack that was on him. It dead, didn't work, or had problems with him. I mean, another, that's the crankshaft pulley at the bottom cover. I mean, I need to go through all of this. I mean, I've already gone through most of this. As you guys can see, we've gone through the wiring. But this is the engine. Yeah, this is the engine harness. This is the one that I've got to go back through. I'm going to take it all back out at a later date. You know, what do you want to do? You know, as I say, we're going to go back through this one, strip it down and take all the unnecessary wires out of him. And I've got to route all this. This is the wiring harness that I've kind of gone through. So we are going to go through that and route that where it needs to be. Alternator, tensioner, bolt, and a couple of cloths. Nothing really too untoward him. And one of the brake pads. I'm missing one. Oh well. Nothing to really gripe about. Oh dear, I'm going to have to get another one of them. Hopefully I have another one of these. Cooling fan. Cooling fan resistor, do that. I think that's good. I think if I remember, they go on there like that, something like that. So today's plan, we're going to clean the boot out and get it wiped out, cleaned out, get the carpet back in him, start making him look a bit more like an MR2. I mean, she is pretty clean. I mean, I'd love to know, does anybody know what these little balls are? They're everywhere. Here's that little bit of rust. I don't know if I can sneeze you in here. Sneeze you right down in here, look. There it is, look. Just under, there you go, let me get my fat head out of the way. As you can see, there you go. So, we have got a bit of rust on him to contend with. I'm just hoping the bottom undecided is not going to be too bad. So let's get all this out, and I'll get it back to you in a second when we get emptied all this out. So as you can kind of see now, we have we have a special guest. Hello, hello, Shopcat. You're you come to say hello, have you? Come to supervise, make sure the job's done right. That'll never happen. Do you mind your tail, buddy? Thank you. But as you can kind of see, we have wiped the boot out and tidied it up. I am going to give this a slight dusting of rust treatment. The whole entire boot, that is, not just the base, just the whole entire boot. And I'll bring you in when I've done that. So, you little bugger! You just tried to shut the boot on me, man. God damn it! He's a right little sod. Anyway, I'll get all that cleaned up, and I'll put the boot liner back in once I've done all that stuff. Anyway, I'll show you in a minute. So as you can see, it's now totally kind of finished in the boot here, the trunk, boot, whatever. Just got to tidy up a couple of cables there, sort out the rubber grommet there because it was too far into the trunk. I just got to tweak that a little bit and tidy up his wiring. But I'm just going to wait for this to all dry out and go on from there, really. So I'm going to move on to something else just while this is drying, and I'll catch you in a minute. Okay, so off camera I decided to strip this complete corner out. As you can see, I kind of went a bit ham and re-ender sealed everything, you know, all the nooks and crannies, look. So let's try and get you out of the sun there. The sun is quite bright today. It was quite cold last night, but yeah, overall we are getting into it. We are going to be dropping a subframe. I'm going to bring you along for the other side because yeah, I'll bring you along for the other side, sorry, because you know, I wanted to kind of just get on and do this side because it is quite time consuming. But I'll get you in on the other side, you know. Got to try and work out what subframe this is, whether it's a 91 to 93 or 93 to 97 or whatever. I have got a picture of it somewhere, but I'll find out which one it is. So it'll give us a bit more of a definitive answer, but still a bit tacky in a couple of places. This is where the main thing of rust was here. So we've cleaned it all off, wire wheeled it, and put some stuff underneath it, rust treatment, crust treatment. I like to use crust because it's hammerite, and hammerite is a good make. Obviously I completely done the inside of the liner, cleaned it all out, wire wheeled it, crusted it, and just literally re-ender sealed it, and then I put an extra wax in over the top and everything else. So as you can see, look, it's been completely done. So I'm going to put the shocker back in. I know you guys are going to be looking at this going, oh, you can't do that, you're going to break the brake line, blah blah blah, and everything else. But the reason why I'm doing this is, if I can see if I can find it, I did notice in the mist of doing this, where is it here? Here it is, look. Brake line has been cut or split, you know, with age, whatever. So we are going to need to get a new one. So we'll get new brake lines for the rear at least, rubber flexi lines, and then this corner side will be, this whole corner will be done. But I'm not going to put the brakes back on, you know, I'm just going to get the suspension back in, get the engine supported. We've got the harmonic balancer back in. I've got to change the alternator bracket because the alternator bracket's different. That's wrong. There's so much on this engine that's from the Gen 3s, from the Gen 2s. There are so many different things. One is the alternator bracket. 2 is the crankshaft pulleys, dampeners. I had to find the one that goes on here. So it didn't have any problems. It was just that fraction bit bigger. So I've done that, put that back on. I've got to change the auxiliary bracket for the alternator. A couple of little bits and pieces here and there, but nothing too underwarding. Apart from the odd few little bits and pieces here and there, you know, far and wide. But other than that, we're cracking on with it. I will be getting all up into here, look. Yeah, there's the stabilizer rod. That's a common issue on these. Not overly concerned about that. We'll get that taken care of, taken off. We'll get all this cleaned out. But you know, maybe when I have the engine bay repainted or whatever, I might drop the engine, and then do it. But yeah, I will be getting up into all of this as well. But just for now, I'm doing the wheel liners. I should get the bolt removed, and obviously I'm going to do all under here, and you know, get all that cleaned up. I mean, the frame underneath here isn't too bad. I'm going to get the subframe off, and get it repainted, and just generally tidy up under here and make it look a little bit more respectable. I mean, as you can see, I haven't got the things, but it's all pretty straight and tidy apart from the odd few bits. So, you know, right up in all the little corners, best as I can get it. But yeah, we are just going to clean it up and go on from there, really. And I'll join you when I start doing the other side, or when I start dropping the subframe. See you in a moment. So I had a problem with the phone. It stopped recording and I hadn't noticed. So now I look like a right flipping idiot, but here we are. Anyhow, we've I've got all the belt covers on, alternator's back in, all the belts are on. I've got all the manifold all done. Found the old temperature sensor down there, as you can see. I'm going to wrap it up, this video, because it's getting on for a bit now. But yeah, as you can see, we are making progress, especially down this side. Easiest side has been done. We'll work on our way across to this side. I mean, we're still missing a top of the swirl pot, but we are getting there. There's that lovely sensor, look, inside the exhaust downpipe. Yeah, we've got to get the wiring harness off, go through the wiring harness, get the top of the swirl pot, bits and pieces. I mean, I should have one here possibly December, January. I mean, everything is just stupid to get parts for. That's kind of why I've been doing other videos in amongst this one, because I keep getting stuck for parts. But you know, it is to be what it is. This is an MR2, it's 30 years old, and we are going to be cracking on. But I'm going to wrap this video up, and in the next video I'm going to be doing the other suspension, cleaning it up and getting it all ready for undercoating. But I thought I'd just give you a little update of where we are, what we're at. Also, as you can see, the throttle bodies, are different. So I've got to swap the throttle bodies over for the charcoal canister. Not like it really matters. I mean, we're probably going to delete it anyway, so I might just go ahead and leave this one in there. Works just fine. But I mean, comment below what you want to see me do next. You know, whether you want me to do the engine harness, or whether you want me to do the underseal. You know, it's all up to you guys. Let me know in the comments below, and obviously I read them all. and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Love to you all, and peace out.